Exodus chapter 11. So the Lord totally said to Moses, "Dude, I'm going to bring one more gnarly plague on Pharaoh and Egypt. After that, he's going to be so over it, he'll totally kick you all out of here for sure. So go tell everyone to ask their Egyptian neighbors for some rad bling, like silver and gold jewelry, okay?" And the Lord made the Egyptians think the Israelites were pretty chill. Plus, Moses was a total legend in Egypt, everyone, even Pharaoh's servants, thought he was awesome. So Moses was all, "Listen up, this is what the Lord says. At midnight, I'm going to cruise through Egypt. And every firstborn is going to die, from Pharaoh's own kid sitting on his fancy throne to the firstborn of the lowest servant. Even the animals, bro. There's going to be the gnarliest crying all over Egypt. It'll be a scene no one's ever seen before and won't see again, dude. But for the Israelites, not even a dog is going to bark at them. Man, this way, everyone will know the Lord is making a big difference between Egypt and Israel. It's like epic. All your servants, Pharaoh, they're going to come to me bowing down and begging, 'Please, Moses, take your people and get out of here.' And after that, I'll totally bounce." And Moses stormed out of Pharaoh's palace, super ticked off. Then the Lord was all, "Pharaoh's totally not going to listen to you, bro. But that's cool, 'cause it'll give me more chances to show off my awesome wonders in Egypt." So Moses and Aaron did all these gnarly miracles in front of Pharaoh. But the Lord kept hardening Pharaoh's heart, and the dude just wouldn't let the Israelites go. Major bummer, right? Exodus chapter 12. So the Lord was totally talking to Moses and Aaron in Egypt, right? And he was all, "This month is the beginning of months for you guys. It's the first month of your year, okay? Tell the whole squad of Israel that on the 10th day of this month, every dude should snag a lamb for their fam, 1 lamb per household. If a house is too small for a whole lamb, they should totally share with their neighbor. It's no biggie. Just make sure there's enough lamb for everyone to grub on. The lamb should be perfect, no blemishes, a young male, totally fresh, could be a sheep or a goat, whatevs. Keep it till the 14th day of the month, and then everyone in the whole squad will slaughter it at twilight. Then take some of the blood, dude, and smear on the sides and top of the doorframe where you're going to eat the lamb. That night, you got to roast a lamb over fire and eat it with unleavened bread and bitter herbs. And don't eat it raw or boiled. Roast it all the way with its head, legs, and insides. Just roast the whole thing, bro. And don't leave any leftovers until morning. But if there's anything left, burn it up in the fire. And here's how you got to eat it. Totally ready to go, with your belt on, sandals on your feet, and your staff in your hand. Eat it super fast, 'cause it's the Lord's Passover. Tonight, I'm cruising through Egypt, and I'm going to wipe out all the firstborns, humans and animals. I'm throwing down judgment on all the gods of Egypt, 'cause I'm the Lord. But that blood on your door frames, it's a sign, bro. When I see it, I'll pass over your house, and no plague will touch you when I strike Egypt. This day is going to be a major memory for you guys. Celebrate as a feast to the Lord forever, generation after generation. For 7 days, eat unleavened bread. On day 1, toss out all the yeast in your crib. Anyone who eats leavened bread from day 1 to day 7, yeah, they're cut off from Israel. On day 1, have a holy party, and do the same on day 7. No work, except for cooking what you need. Chill and celebrate. You got to keep the Feast of Unleavened Bread, 'cause it's the day I brought your squad out of Egypt. Celebrate forever, okay? From the evening of the 14th day until the 21st day of the month, chow down on unleavened bread. For 7 days, don't even let yeast into your crib. Bro, whoever eats leavened bread, yeah, cut off, whether they're locals or foreigners. Nothing with yeast, man. Wherever you live, eat unleavened bread only. Then Moses called the elders and was like, Dudes, go grab a lamb for your fams and kill the Passover lamb. Take a bunch of hyssop, dip it in the lamb's blood in a bowl, and paint the top and sides of your doorframe. Don't go outside until morning. The Lord's cruising by to strike Egypt, but when he sees the blood, he'll pass over your house and not let the destroyer get in. Remember this forever. It's a big deal for you and your kids. When you get to the land the Lord's going to give you, keep doing this Passover thing. And when your kids are all like, why are we doing this? Tell them, it's 'cause this is the Lord's Passover. He passed over our cribs in Egypt and saved us while he wiped out the Egyptians. And all the people bowed down and worshiped. Then the Israelites totally did what the Lord commanded Moses and Aaron, for sure. And at midnight, the Lord struck down all the firstborn in Egypt, from Pharaoh's kid on the throne to the firstborn of the prisoners and even the animals. Dude, Pharaoh and everyone in Egypt freaked out, 'cause there wasn't a house without someone dead. So Pharaoh called Moses and Aaron in the middle of the night and was all, "Get out now. Take all the Israelites. Go worship the Lord just like you said. Take your flocks, your herds, whatever. Just get out of here and bless me too, dude." The Egyptians were super urgent. "Hurry up and leave. We're all gonna die, bro." So the people grabbed their dough before it was leavened, wrapped up their kneading bowls, and slung them over their shoulders. The Israelites did what Moses said and borrowed silver, gold, and clothes from the Egyptians. And the Lord made the Egyptians super generous, so they gave them everything they wanted. The Israelites totally plundered them. About 600,000 dudes, plus kids, started walking from Ramesses to Sukkot. A bunch of other people joined too, and there were loads of flocks and herds. They baked unleavened bread, because they got kicked out of Egypt in a hurry and had no time to let the dough rise or prep food. The Israelites had been chilling in Egypt for 430 years. And right at the 430-year mark, the Lord brought all his people out of Egypt, just like that. It was an epic night to remember. Celebrate this night to the Lord forever, 'cause he brought Israel out of Egypt. The Lord told Moses and Aaron, "Here's how the Passover works. No foreigners can eat it. But if someone's got a slave and they're circumcised, then they can eat it. No foreigners or hired workers can grub on it. Eat it in one house. Don't take the meat outside or break any bones." The whole squad of Israel must celebrate this. Exodus chapter 13. So the Lord totally spoke to Moses and was like, "Sanctify all the firstborn to me. Dude, every firstborn from the womb, both humans and animals, it's mine." Then Moses was all, "Okay, everyone, remember this epic day when you got out of Egypt, that place of total slavery? The Lord, with a super strong hand, totally brought you out. And no leavened bread. Okay? None. You're leaving today, right in the month of Abib. It's like such a big deal. And when the Lord brings you into the land of the Canaanites, Hittites, Amorites, Hivites, and Jebusites, the land flowed with milk and honey that he promised your fathers. You got to remember this service in this month. For 7 days, it's all about unleavened bread, dude. And on the 7th day, we're going to have this massive feast for the Lord. Only unleavened bread for 7 days. No leaven anywhere near you, and definitely not in your house. On that day, you'll tell your kids, this is all cause of what the Lord did for me when he totally brought me out of Egypt. This is a sign on your hand and a reminder between your eyes that the Lord's law is in your mouth, because the Lord brought you out of Egypt with his super strong hand. So keep this as an annual thing, year after year. And when the Lord brings you into the Canaanites' land, like he promised your fathers, and totally gives it to you, you gotta dedicate to the Lord all firstborn males, both human and animals. They belong to him. For a donkey, though, you can redeem it with a lamb, and if you don't, you gotta break its neck. Same with your firstborn sons. But you totally got to redeem them. And when your kid's like, what's the deal with all this? You tell him, dude, the Lord brought us out of Egypt with his powerful hand from the house of bondage. And since Pharaoh was totally stubborn and didn't want to let us go, the Lord struck down all the firstborn in Egypt, both people and animals. So now I sacrifice to the Lord all firstborn males, but redeem my own kids. And this whole thing is like a sign on your hand and a reminder between your eyes, because the Lord brought us out of Egypt with his mighty hand. When Pharaoh finally let the people go, God didn't lead them to the land of the Philistines, even though that was a shorter way. Because he was like, what if they see war and freak out and want to head back to Egypt? So God took them the long way through the desert by the Red Sea, and the Israelites went out fully armed from Egypt. Oh, and Moses took Joseph's bones with him, because Joseph had made the Israelites promise, saying, dude, God will visit you, and when he does, take my bones with you. So they left Sukkot and camped out in Etham, right on the edge of the wilderness. And the Lord was leading them in this totally epic way. By day, a pillar of cloud showed them the way, and at night, a pillar of fire lit up their path. Super rad, right? The Lord didn't take away the cloud or the fire from people. Like day and night, they had guidance from him. So epic. Exodus chapter 14. So the Lord told Moses, tell the Israelites to totally camp out by Pi-Hahiroth, between Migdol and the sea, over by Baal-zephon. Just hang by the sea, dudes. Pharaoh's gonna be all, whoa, these guys are stuck in the desert. And I'm gonna harden his heart, and he'll totally chase after you. But guess what? I'll show him who's boss, and everyone will know that I'm the Lord. Gnarly, right? And they totally did it. So Pharaoh got the news that the Israelites bailed, and he and his squad were like, wait, what did we do? Why'd we let them go? Now we got no servants. So he got his chariot all decked out and rallied his people. Pharaoh took 600 of his best chariots and all the chariots of Egypt, with captains over each one. It was a total chariot party. And the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart. So he totally chased the Israelites, who were leaving with major confidence. The Egyptians chased after them with all their horses, chariots, and troops, and caught up with them right by the sea near Pi-Hahiroth, across from Baal-zephon. When Pharaoh was super close, the Israelites looked up and freaked out, because the Egyptians were coming at them fast. They totally cried out to the Lord. They were like, Moses, seriously? Were there no graves in Egypt? Did you bring us out here to die in the desert? What's your deal, dude? We totally told you in Egypt to leave us alone, so we could keep being slaves. Like, it would have been way better than dying out here in the wilderness. But Moses was all, chill, dudes. Don't be scared. Just stand still and watch how the Lord is going to save you today. These Egyptians, you'll never see them again. The Lord's totally going to fight for you. Just zip it and watch. Then the Lord was all, Moses, why are you crying to me? Tell the Israelites to get moving, bro, and lift up your staff. Stretch out your hand over the sea and part it. The Israelites are going to cruise through on dry ground. I'll harden the hearts of the Egyptians so they'll follow, but I'll show them what's up, and Pharaoh and his whole crew will know that I'm the Lord. The Egyptians will totally know that I'm the Lord when I got my honor over Pharaoh and his chariots and horsemen. Then the angel of God who was leading the way moved to the back, and the pillar of cloud moved behind the Israelites. It came between the Egyptians and the Israelites, and while it made things dark for the Egyptians, it lit up the night for the Israelites. They couldn't get near each other all night. Then Moses stretched out his hand over the sea, and the Lord sent this super strong east wind all night, making the sea turn into dry land as the waters totally parted. The Israelites walked right through the middle of the sea on dry ground, with walls of water on both sides. Epic. The Egyptians chased them, with all of Pharaoh's horses, chariots, and horsemen going into the sea after them. But in the morning watch, the Lord looked down at the Egyptians in the pillar of fire and cloud and totally messed up their army. He made their chariot wheels fall off, and they had a hard time moving. The Egyptians were like, "Whoa, let's bail. The Lord is fighting for Israel against us." Then the Lord was all, "Moses, stretch out your hand over the sea so the waters come crashing down on the Egyptians." So Moses stretched out his hand, and as the morning came, the sea rushed back into place. The Egyptians tried to run, but the Lord threw them into the sea. The waters came back and covered the chariots, horsemen, and all of Pharaoh's army that had followed the Israelites into the sea. Not a single one of them survived. But the Israelites walked through the sea on dry land, with those walls of water on both sides. Total miracle. That's how the Lord totally saved Israel from the Egyptians that day. The Israelites saw the Egyptians' bodies washed up on the shore. And when Israel saw the awesome thing the Lord did to the Egyptians, they totally feared the Lord and believed in him and his bro, Moses. Exodus chapter 15. So Moses and all the Israelites totally busted out a song to the Lord, saying, "I'm totally going to sing to the Lord because he's so awesome." He threw the horse and the rider into the sea. The Lord is my strength and my jam, and now he's totally my salvation. He's my God, and I'm totally setting up a home for him. My dad's God too, and I'll lift him up. The Lord is a total warrior dude. His name? The Lord. Pharaoh's chariots and his whole squad? Yeah, they got thrown into the sea. His top captains? Totally drowned in the Red Sea. The deep waters covered them, and they sank to the bottom a total stone. Your right hand, Lord, is totally powerful. Your right hand has smashed the enemy to pieces. In your awesomeness, you totally wiped out everyone who stood against you. You sent your fiery anger, and it was totally scorching. With just a blast from your nostrils, the waters gathered up. The flood stood up like a wall, and the deep waters totally froze in the middle of the sea. The enemy was all, "I'm going to chase after them, catch them, and take all their stuff. I'll grab my sword and destroy them." But you blew with your wind, and the sea covered them. They totally sank like lead in those gnarly waters. Who is like you, Lord, among all the gods? Who can compare? You're totally awesome in holiness, and super worthy of all praise. You do wonders for sure. You stretched out your right hand, and the earth just swallowed them up. With your loving kindness, you led the people you saved. You guided them with your power to your super holy crib. People are going to hear about it and be totally freaked out. The folks in Palestine are going to totally freak out. The chiefs of Edom totally shook. The mighty dudes of Moab, trembling, dude. All the people in Canaan, they're going to totally melt away. Fear and dread are going to fall on them. Your awesome power, Lord, will totally paralyze them until your peeps pass through. You're going to bring them in and plant them on your mountain of inheritance, Lord. The place you made to chill in, the sanctuary you built with your own hands, dude. The Lord is totally going to reign forever and ever. So Pharaoh's horses, chariots, and his horsemen went into the sea, but the Lord brought the water crashing back over them. But the Israelites, they walked on dry land in the middle of the sea. And Miriam, Aaron's sister, who's this total prophetess, grabbed a tambourine, and all the ladies followed her, playing tambourines and dancing super joyfully. Miriam was singing back, "Sing to the Lord, 'cause he's totally awesome." He tossed the horse and its rider into the sea. So Moses led the Israelites away from the Red Sea, and they headed out into the wilderness of Shur. They traveled for 3 days in the desert, but totally couldn't find any water. When they got to this place called Marah, they couldn't drink the water there because it was totally bitter. So they named the place Marah, which means bitter. And the people started complaining to Moses, like, seriously, what are we going to drink, dude? So Moses cried out to the Lord, and the Lord showed him this tree. Moses threw it into the water, and bam, the water became sweet. It was a total miracle. Dude, there, the Lord made a rule and tested them. And the Lord said, if you totally listen to me, do what's right, and obey my commandments, I won't put any of those gnarly diseases on you like I did on the Egyptians. 'Cause I'm the Lord who totally heals you, bro. Then they rolled up to Elim, where there were 12 wells of water and 70 palm trees. So they camped there by the waters, totally stoked for some chill time. Exodus chapter 16. So the Israelites totally left Elim and ended up in this place called the Wilderness of Sin, between Elim and Sinai, on the 15th day of the second month after leaving Egypt. And the whole crew started whining to Moses and Aaron in the wilderness, you know? They were all, ugh, we should have just died in Egypt when we had all the food we could eat. But no, you brought us out here to totally starve, dude. Then the Lord was all, Moses, bro, I'm gonna rain bread from heaven for everyone. Tell the peeps to gather what they need each day, so I can see if they follow my rules. And on the 6th day, they should gather twice as much, 'cause the next day is a rest day. So Moses and Aaron were, okay, peeps, tonight you're gonna see the Lord has brought you out of Egypt. And tomorrow, you'll totally see the Lord's glory, 'cause he heard your complaining. And seriously, you're not whining at us, you're whining at God. Moses was all, tonight you'll get meat, and in the morning, bread to stuff your faces. The Lord hears your whining. But remember, it's not about us, it's about the Lord. Then Moses told Aaron, yo, Aaron, gather the whole crew together, 'cause the Lord has totally heard them. And as Aaron was chatting, everyone looked toward the wilderness, and boom, the glory of the Lord showed up in a cloud. Then the Lord said to Moses, dude, I've heard the whining of the Israelites. Tell them, tonight you'll get meat, and in the morning bread. Then you'll know I'm the Lord. And that evening, quails came flying in and covered the camp, and in the morning there was dew all around. When the dew dried up, there was a small, round thing, like frost, all over the ground. The Israelites were all, what is this? 'Cause they had no clue what it was. And Moses was all, this, dudes, is the bread the Lord gave you to eat. So gather according to what you eat. Every person gets an omer, according to the number of people in your tents. So everyone did that. Some gathered more, some gathered less. And when they measured it, whoever gathered a lot didn't have extra, and whoever gathered a little wasn't short. Everyone got exactly what they needed. Moses was, okay, don't leave any of it until morning. But some people didn't listen, classic. And it got all gross with worms and stank. Moses was totally mad at them. So they gathered it every morning, 'cause by noon it totally melted in the heat. On the 6th day, they gathered double, 2 omers per person, and the leaders told Moses. Moses was all, this is what the Lord said. Tomorrow is a holy rest day, Sabbath. So bake and cook whatever you need today, and save the leftovers for tomorrow. So they kept it until morning, and guess what? No worms, no stink. It was totally fine. Moses was all, eat it today, 'cause it's a Sabbath, and you won't find any out in the field. For 6 days you gather, but on the 7th day, nada, there won't be any. Some people, though, totally went out on the 7th day to gather, but surprise, there was nothing. The Lord was all, Moses, how long are these people going to keep ignoring my commandments? Look, I gave you the Sabbath, and on the 6th day, I gave you enough bread for 2 days. So just chill in your place on the 7th day. So everyone finally chilled on the 7th day. The Israelites called the stuff manna, and it was white like coriander seeds and tasted like honey wafers. Yum. Moses said, "This is what the Lord commands. Keep an omer of it as a reminder for future generations, so they can see the bread the Lord gave you in the wilderness after he freed you from Egypt." And Moses told Aaron, "Dude, take a pot, put an omer of manna in it, and place it before the Lord as a reminder for all generations." Aaron did just that, as the Lord commanded Moses, and put it in front of the testimony to be kept. The Israelites ate manna for 40 years, till they got to a land where people lived, the borders of Canaan. By the way, an omer is 1/10 of an ephah, in case you were wondering.